Hi, I'm Adam.
Hey, what are you doing?
And you're Joe.
You're in my seat.
And together we're the Maladjusted Misfits.
That's my mic and my chair. You sit over there.
It's not like your name is on it. I like to switch things up. I'm just going to sit here.
Give me my seat, butt munch.
And this is the one where we talk about friends. I can't do the podcast alone.
Get out of my seat.
Ow!
Mine.
Well, hello.
I would really be mad if you were recording in my seat. I would be that. Get out of my seat.
Really? If I sat over there?
Yeah, it's my seat. I sit on this side. You sit on that side.
Huh.
You've always said I don't like when there's change. Why would you take my seat?
See, I was always the kid at high school that sat somewhere else when there wasn't assigned seating.
No.
And the teacher would be like, what are you doing? Did we have assigned seats? Well, no.
And then I'm going to sit where I want.
All right. Welcome, Misfits, and hello to any new Friends fans that may have stumbled across our podcast.
Yeah, every week we re-watch the next episode in sequential order.
Because otherwise it would be mean.
Yeah, that would be cruel. This week we're going to do...
Yeah, we should have watched them backwards. So they would have went from Ross and Rachel being together to...
Ross and Rachel not being together.
It would have been the same, I guess. So any update on the t-shirts?
Yeah, so...
We have problems.
Yeah, we have problems.
Computer issues.
Yeah, it can't just go do this, and this. It has to wait until you do something and goes, nope, that's wrong.
That's so wrong. What are you doing?
And then you go, okay, let me look it up, figure out how to do it. And then, then you get frustrated. And so I will have an update next week.
Right. Breaking news.
Okay, we have an update. We finally figured it out, and now our t-shirts are uploaded on TeePublic. I posted links in both of our social medias, so go ahead and check us out. The store is called The Maladjusted Misfits, and we'll have more to come.
Incredible.
And we're almost all caught up on, we started a YouTube channel, and all the podcasts are on the YouTube.
Yeah, so... A lot of people that I work with listen to podcasts on YouTube when they're working, because that way they can put it doesn't look like they're on their phone.
Right.
They have the podcast going. And
right.
So we have our memes are showing while the podcast is going.
Right.
So there's not a lot to look at unless you want to look at all the memes, but you can hear the podcast on YouTube. So.
Yeah. I'm going to try and keep that up to date going forward, but again, poop happens sometimes. Okay, what else is going on? Oh, we have some special guests coming up. Joe, you want to tease a little thing for later we got coming up?
Okay, later on, we have some special guests. Mm-hmm. Instead of doing a review, because they all suck this week, I reached out to some listeners, and we have not one, but four special guests at the end of the episode. Stay tuned.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so what are we doing this week?
This week's episode, the one where no one's ready.
Oh, no. What's our plot?
A stressed Ross desperately and insistently tries to get the rest of the gang ready for a black tie event at the museum while Joey and Chandler clash over personal belongings and personal space.
Oh, that's a very succinct and dry way of describing the episode. Personal items.
Right. I like when they leave some of the stuff out altogether. And Phoebe's there. I don't know.
All right, so our episode director is Gail Mancuso. She's back. Gail's back. She has directed over 300 television episodes.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, that's a lot.
Go, Gail.
I know. She won an Emmy for 2013 and 2014 of Modern Family. Aww. And she serves on the Emmy Committee for Diversity and Inclusion on Television. I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, not during the Friends days, right?
Ouch.
I gotta take the diversity cheap shots every now and then, because that's what I do.
Moving on, our episode writer, Ira Ungerleader, he's back. He brought us Underdogs. So.
Yeah.
He has 2 acting credits to his name.
Okay.
One was for a character on How I Met Your Mother for one episode.
Okay.
And one is for Friends.
Oh.
Do you know who he plays?
Well, I can see it in the notes, but it's in your color, so I'll let you say it.
Yeah, we color code our notes. He plays the noisy neighbor voice upstairs. So, like, when they hear he's going, yeah. And he goes, baby. I just thought that was hilarious and they credited him for that. What was our original air date?
Our original air date was September 26, 1996.
Wow.
So, during that week in the top 10, Independence Day was number 5 and had been on the charts for 14 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
Independence Day.
Independence Day. People love their gun shooting movies.
They love their Independence Day movie.
I guess.
Yeah, we watched that again not that long ago.
Yeah, we did.
It's not that good.
It's kind of comical.
Yeah. I think I watch it differently now than I did at the time.
Yeah. It has a different meaning. I think I was going to say Earth. I think United States wasn't a better place at that time. Not so much now.
Yeah, it's like the White House, fine. I don't care. Extreme Measures is a medical thriller starring Hugh Grant and Gene Hackman. Debuted at number 2.
Oh, did we ever see that?
No.
Oh.
I was like, what the hell is this movie?
Was it during my I hate Gene Hackman phase?
You mean your life? I don't know.
I like Gene Hackman. He's just always played such a bad guy.
Right. He's one of those guys that annoys you because he's always such a good bad guy.
But I can't remember what it was that turned me around.
Oh, I know exactly what it was.
What was it?
It was Birdcage. You were like, oh, he's all right.
He's funny. He's just playing a character. And then the conversation was so good with him in it, even though he's still kind of a jerky jerk. I was like, oh, okay. I get it. I get Gene Hackman now.
And also debuting that week was 2 Days in the Valley, a Pulp Fiction ripoff that marked the first time I saw Charlize Theron.
And your obsession began. That was for Friends.
I know.
Oh, sorry. All right. Are you ready for some trivia?
I am ready.
There's some really good trivia for this episode. So technically, this is the 50th episode for the series because even though they broke some into two episodes for syndication, this is actually the 50th episode. This is called a bottle episode.
Yes.
And a bottle episode is with limited cast and sets produced due to limited budgets. So we don't know if that's what was going on here.
Well, no. What they usually do is they have a budget for the whole season.
Right.
And some of the episodes are really expensive.
Right.
So then they go, okay, then like 4 of the episodes are just the main cast in the apartment. Nothing else.
Nothing else.
We're not paying for extras at the coffee house. Nothing.
So the majority of episode, well, all of the episode except the final tag takes place in the girls' apartment. And the main cast appear for most, again, except for that last scene.
Yeah, except for the end.
And then the voices you hear on the answering machine.
Which I still think is Matt LeBlanc.
2 new messages. Also, this is the only episode to happen in real time.
Yeah.
Meaning we see the sequence of events in real time versus back and forth scenes.
Right.
Because it all takes place within that period of time. So.
Right. Like I said, that's one of the things I like about Friends is it mixes it up. Sometimes their episodes are over a period of 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a day.
Yeah.
This one, it's 23 minutes.
Exactly, yeah. So right off the bat, Matt LeBlanc actually injured himself during this episode.
Oh.
He dislocated his shoulder when he is not sitting in the chair, and then Chandler comes back and he runs to the chair. So when he launches himself into the chair in one take, he actually hit the corner of the chair and dislocated his shoulder. And we've actually seen that deleted scene. And you can see the pain. Like, he immediately jumps up. And Ross is, David Schwimmer is like, I think he's really hurt.
He's really not that good of an actor. No, he's very good. I'm just kidding. Yes. Don't anybody be mad at me.
So Matt LeBlanc revealed in an interview that this episode, there was a studio audience won a contest to come and watch the taping of this episode for Diet Coke. It was some contest they
Right.
had to. And because he hurt his shoulder during that scene, they had to take a break for a couple days while so he could get it checked out and everything. They actually stopped filming right then and there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's how bad it was. They felt so bad for the person that had won because it was only a couple minutes.
Right. Of course
So-
you get hurt when they fly somebody in special.
So they waited until he was better and they could finish filming, and they flew that person back so that they could watch the entire taping of the episode. So I thought that was really sweet.
Can you just put me up in an apartment for a couple of days? Apartment. A hotel room. Wow.
So in Monica's second message to Richard, she says that maybe she's getting her period.
Yeah.
Right? So this is a nod to Courtney Cox's commercial work before Friends. So right before they started filming Friends in 1994, she was the first ever to say period on national television while appearing in a Tampax commercial.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. So nobody said period
And in the terms
in the menstruational term prior to 1996.
Yeah, 94.
Wow.
She
No.
said it in the Tampax
Oh, right,
commercial.
in 94, in the commercial.
Yeah. You're like, no, this episode was 96.
Wow, that's funny. That's
So-
like when they're like, Psycho was the first movie that had a toilet in it.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
What? Yeah. Speaking of toilets, I like that they see Friends go to the bathroom. You don't see him going to the bathroom, but
Right.
you see him coming out of the bathroom, which I think is funny.
Right.
Jay-Z also did a 5 minutes of this episode remake with black actresses and actors for a video for one of his songs. We just watched it before we started. It's interesting, but I would like to talk about who it features because they're all very good actors, and I thought they picked good people to play the different characters. So Jared Carmichael plays Ross.
Yeah.
He was in both the Neighbors movies with
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. I almost said Seth MacFarlane. And the Disaster Artist, and he's in that new Poor Things with
Right. Emma Stone.
yeah. Tiffany Haddish plays Phoebe, which I think is good casting. You know her. She's been in a lot of things, but she was recently in Haunted Mansion. She also plays the voice of Terry on Solar Opposites, which is a good show.
Yeah.
And then Queen Whatever in the Lego Movie. And then Issa Rae plays Rachel. She was recently in the Barbie movie. She was President Barbie. And then Tessa Thompson, who we love,
Yes.
plays Monica. And I thought she did a really good job.
Yeah, she could have easily have just been Monica.
Really. She was so cute.
They would have had to recast Ross since her brother and sister. But
They could be adopted. But she was in Thor Ragnarok, Annihilation.
I love Annihilation.
Yeah. And then Lil Rel Howery played Joey. He's hysterical.
Yeah.
He's the guy from Get Out
Right.
and Free Guy.
Yeah.
He's funny. And he played Joey. And I love this clip because they're all wearing the same clothes. It's so cute. Yeah. And Lakeith Stanfield as Chandler.
Yeah.
And he was the lieutenant in Knives Out. And he was also in Haunted Mansion.
And he was in Get Out.
That's right. And I really like him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was good. And I love it because they do the Chandler Joey scene where he's sitting on top of him. It was really cute. So if you get a chance, Google that, check it out. But they redid the first 5 minutes of the episode with those actors. So that's my trivia. What are your reactions for this episode?
So, despite Ross,
Yeah.
I think this is one of my favorites.
Really?
I mean, I really like that they're all messing with each other and they all have their own things going on and they woven all the plot threads and there's so many joke setups and then payoffs.
Yeah.
And it's always moving. I think this is a really good one for me. Like I said, Ross gets a little too mad
Yeah.
at the wrong person.
Right.
But other than that, I really like this one.
Yeah, Ross is a bit much. I mean, but I also think you can't blame him because he's stressed. He's a little nervous. He's got to make a speech. He's going to work.
The only reason he gets a little bit of a pass is because they are messing with him hardcore during the entire episode.
They are. And you know how I am when I'm stressed. So.
Yeah, you don't like when I mess with you when you're stressed.
But I like this episode too. I mean, Monica, pure amazing. She is so funny.
She is.
Going to the bad place. I'm Rachel. Like, I would have tried on 8,000 outfits as well, but I would have done it 2 days before the event.
Right.
Like,
For a special event, you're ready.
I have my outfit, my shoes, everything all
You'll
picked
do
up.
this in the mornings before work sometimes. But if we have somewhere special to go, ahead of time what you're doing.
I do. And Joey and Chandler, the chair is funny. Very indicative people in their 20s, I think, messing with each other, taking each other's chair. It must have been back then, though, because based on the YouTube videos we watched, jumping over beer pong tables is the equivalent to their shenanigans now. But yeah, I like this episode a lot.
Yeah.
All right, favorite line.
So you go first. Tell me what your favorite line was.
I say this a lot, too. Old or new? Older new! I love it when Monica is like so stressed out.
Freaking out.
She's like, is this an older new message? What's yours?
I'm going to go with Matt LeBlanc.
The iconic.
Look at me. I'm Chandler. Could I be wearing any more clothes? Maybe if I wasn't going commando.
Oh.
Oh.
It's only bad for that first pair of pants he has on. After that, you can't.
Yeah, but he's never going to tell him which pair that was.
That's true. I never thought of that.
Yeah, he's going to go get dressed and not tell him which. These are all your pants. You don't know which ones were on the bottom.
Which were touching my junk. All right, favorite moment. I have to go with the drinking of the fat in the beginning. I don't know why, but I like when Chandler is so nonchalant. And he goes, try it. He goes, I drank fat. And he goes, yeah, I did it 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. He reels him in good.
Yeah.
Joey tries to reel Ross in. He's not.
He's like the girl kid trying to play a joke.
It's like when Michael Scott's trying to do that up dog thing.
Yeah.
My favorite moment was Monica realizing she reset the outgoing message.
Yeah.
So good. She's just like, no!
Favorite outfit. I have to go with Monica's dress. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
She is dressed for the benefit.
Yeah.
I mean, Rachel looks great. Don't get me wrong.
Right. But that dress is not great.
No.
It looks great on Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, but it's mint green.
Yeah.
If it were in black or in
Right.
blue or something, I would be like, hubba hubba. But yeah, Monica, I'm going with that.
Yeah. And I'm going with Joey wearing all of Chandler's clothes. I mean, how can I not? That's my ironic pick of the week.
It's the best.
It's one of the iconic moments of the show. You show Joey wearing all those clothes.
You do. It was in the reunion, remember? Yeah. The reunion special? Yeah. I have a little pop vinyl of him wearing all those
wearing
clothes.
all the clothes, right.
Themes we explored in this episode. Theme number 1, no one being ready.
Yes.
We're not like that, though. We usually, like, if we're leaving at noon, we count backwards. We should need to be ready.
I'm one of those people that's just always early for everything.
We need to walk out the door by this time.
Theme number 2, petty arguments.
Oh, yeah. The little chair stealing cushion wearing the clothes. Yeah.
Just super fun times.
It is. Theme 3, neurotic phone calls to your exes.
Oh, that's gotten so much worse with cell phones.
Yeah. Now it's like drunk text. Right. You can't cold call someone and hang up.
Right.
No.
It's not going to happen anymore.
Nope.
And theme 4, going commando.
Yeah, that's a theme that goes throughout the episode.
Yeah, this is the second mention of Joey not wearing underwear. Mm-hmm. And it'll continue throughout the series.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break before we break down the episode. We'll be right back. Hi, Richard, it's Monica. Listen, I did something kind of crazy tonight. Maybe I'm getting my period or something. I don't know. Anyway, I beeped into your machine and I heard this message that freaked me out. And, you know what? Michelle will tell you the rest. And I'm sorry, okay? And I hope that we can just forget the whole thing. Okay, bye.
Hey, Rich. I was calling about... what's this message about? I know you're upset about the breakup, but you may have really dodged a bullet. This chick does not sound breezy to me. Anyway, it's Adam. Give me a call back. All right, cold open. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, Monica and Rachel's, where we will remain for
whole
almost the
episode.
whole episode
Yes.
until the stinger.
So you don't have to, we won't mention it each
Right.
time. And because there's not scenes, we kind of time coded it.
Right.
So we're going to break it up by like segments versus scenes because
Right.
they all stay in the same place.
Right.
So
So we start off with Chandler and Joey, and you were just talking about this scene. We start off, Joey's digging in the lady's refrigerator, and Chandler's sitting in the chair looking at a newspaper.
those little things.
Joey's announcing what the ladies have to drink, juice and water, and what looks like cider. And Chandler suggests taste it, and Joey takes a sip and puts it back and shuts the door. Then he announces, yup, it's fat. I drink fat. While reading, Chandler says, yeah, I know I did that 2 minutes ago. It could be worse. It could be vinegar.
Oh, no. That's so sad.
Yeah, we already told that story.
I tried to kill my mother-in-law.
Then Ross comes in, and he's all decked out in a tux, and Chandler even greets him as Mr. Tux. And to establish the through line of the episode, Ross asks why they aren't dressed. Joey tells him to relax. They have a half an hour. Ross blah blah blahs about it really being more like the 23 minutes of the exact time of an average sitcom. And Joey explains that it only takes 2 minutes for them to get dressed. And Ross says he'd feel better if they got dressed now. And both the fellas go, okay. And then they don't move. Then Rachel comes out of the bathroom in a robe, commenting on how sexy Ross looks. Ross says, really? And then he dorks the place up pretty good for a couple seconds.
With his little non-Chandler dance.
The two hug, and Rachel asks why he didn't come over earlier. So I think the real reason is because he knew that he'd have to nag everyone until they were ready.
Yeah.
I think that,
yeah.
I mean, he probably should have just said, I'll meet you there.
Right.
But he put it off for as long as he could. But what he says to Rachel instead is, because I'm a stupid, stupid man.
It's not Plan 9.
Then Joey gets in the fridge and offers Ross some quote-unquote cider. It's the fat again. And Ross, it's weird, so Ross is like, no thanks.
No thanks.
Then he admires how Rachel's almost ready, hair is done, makeup's on, and then he tries to get an estimate for changing 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, once I figure out what I'm wearing.
Ross doesn't really care for that answer. But then he turns to Joey, and Joey offers him glass of fat. And Ross likes that less than he liked the cider.
So then Ross and Joey asks Ross if he's nervous about his speech. So they're sitting on the couch.
No.
Ross asks Joey if he wants to hear the speech. And Joe asks the obvious question, am I in it?
Uh-huh.
Right after I thank everyone for giving money to the museum, I sing a song about the wonder that is Joey.
Aww.
I want to hear that song.
Yeah.
So Phoebe enters ready to go, and Joey says, whoa, and Ross says she looks great.
She does look pretty good in her
She
dress.
does. She says, thank you. I know, though.
I know, though.
To have that confidence.
Yeah.
Ross thanks her for being ready and calls her his star, and she rebounds with calling him her lucky penny. Chandler comes out of the bathroom with a Cosmopolitan magazine. So this magazine started in 1886.
Holy shit, really?
1886 in New York City.
Wow.
And it's still going strong. It's mostly online now, but they have a quarterly publication.
Okay.
Yeah. But he said he took the quiz, and it reveals that he does put career before men.
Yeah, so do I.
And he... It's funny how that works. He walks over and tells Joe he wants his chair. He tells him to get up out of his seat, and Joey says, it's not your seat, that you left it. And Chandler says, it's not like I went to Spain.
Yep.
And Joey says, it's not a big deal. Sit somewhere else. Chan says, the big deal is that he was sitting there last, and it's his seat. But Joe points out that the last place he was actually sitting was on the toilet.
Oh.
So Ross tells him to go get dressed. Before the big vein and his head pops. That must run in the family. They talk about that. Chandler says, 1 minute. Get up! So Monica enters with a little brown bag from Bloomingdale's.
Okay.
This has been their signature bag for over 51 years. If you go to Bloomingdale's, you get a bag, a little brown bag, and it says little brown bag on it.
Okay.
And you can get a replica of it as a purse, which we might be receiving in 5 to
Oh, no.
7 business days.
I'm taking it. That's mine.
You can have the little brown bag. So Monica compliments Phoebe, and she says, all right already. Mon makes fun of Ross and asks him if he's going to do some magic. Ross says, we can't be late. It starts at 8. We can't be late. Dr. Seuss Phoebe says he would not want to wait. Ross whines that they cannot arrive after it starts because his boss will be there and their table's up front. Mon asks if someone has been drinking their fat. That is a really odd sentence to say. Has someone been drinking my fat?
Yes. Tyler Durden.
How would you know? Like, do you know the measurements of how much fat you have in a glass?
Well, it's out on the It's out on the table.
It's true. It's starting to thaw. So Rachel comes out and asks if a dress combination is a paleontologically suitable. And Phoebe says she may be the first girlfriend of one. Monica asks if Rachel checked the machine. She hasn't, and the outfit she picked out makes her calves look fat, so never mind.
Oh.
Chandler wrote a song, and it's called Get Up. And Joey says, sorry, I can't help you. And Chandler sings the song. He says, get up 8 times.
Oh. That must be an added thing.
That was
I didn't see
added,
that.
yes. I counted, and he goes, get up, 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 get up.
Wow.
He actually sings the song.
Yeah.
And Joey says, fine, he can have the chair. And Chandler goes, really?
Oh.
And he goes, oh. He gets a super big kick out of that. He laughs really hard about crossing his fingers.
Yeah. Well, they make them very, very childish in this
They
episode,
do.
the pair of them.
Yeah.
They throw in every little kid thing they can think of, I think.
My hand's not touching you. So Monica checks the machine, and it's Phoebe who eerily predicted that on the message that she'd already be there.
Right.
And she's always been the caretaker there.
Oh. Ooh, I like it.
Then Ross calling out for Rachel. So Ross is on the machine. She comes out, and he goes, never mind.
Yeah, I do like that part. That's cute.
That is funny.
Rachel. What?
Nothing. Never mind. So there's some cut lines right after that.
Okay.
There's Rachel's sister leaves a message.
Really?
Yeah, so after Ross, it's Rachel's sister. It doesn't preface if it's Amy or Jill. It just says, Rachel, it's your sister. And she asks if Rachel ever slept with someone named Donnie Mazzio, because last night he kept shouting, 2 for 2.
Oh, gross.
Ross gives her a dirty look, and Rach says, okay, do you want me to get dressed, or do you want to hear a long story about the senior hayride?
Oh, no.
And there's a pause, because Ross is giving her this dirty look, and Joey says, are you only asking him? Because...
Oh.
Ross' look shuts him up.
Right.
But I thought that was super, the beginning part is gross, but the rest of it was kind of funny. Then there's the Richard double beep. Call me Monica. And she shouts, older now! Older now! And then everyone assures her it's really old because of the double beep. But Monica's frantic. What if it is new? They agreed not to talk, but he could have something important to say. Should she call him back?
No.
Yeah.
I think, anytime somebody has something and want to say, they'd be like, Monica, I left my socks over there.
Yeah, exactly. If they broke up.
Right.
Or, hey, can we grab a cup of coffee
Right.
or something like that?
Not just, hey, man, give me a call back.
Right.
That's not a X message.
No. So I think Chandler says something really sweet. He goes, honey, you did call him back. It's really old.
Yeah.
I think that's really sweet. Because I'm glad they cut his mean line from last week where he was like the mime who cares too much. This is like sincere, sweet Chandler. So Ross says he went through the same thing when he and Carol broke up. And you know what he did?
I got dressed.
So he shoos Monica and Rachel to go get dressed.
All right. So at this point, Chandler urges Joey, after the girls leave the room.
Yes.
I'm sorry. The girls leave the room. And at this point, Joey urges Joey.
You said Joey.
Joey urges Joey. All right. Third time's a charm.
Here we go.
So at this point, Chandler urges Joey not to get up, but he hopes Joey doesn't mind the hand being right in front of his face. Joey, who is eating hummus, but Chandler's hand is getting in his face, and he's going, "You can't get mad. You can't get mad. And
Not touching.
Not touching. Can't get mad." Like a toddler, because they're little children. And then Joey tries to flick some hummus at Chandler, but it lands on Phoebe, the only one who's dressed and ready to go. Ross is not going to like that.
I would be so upset.
Yeah.
I would have to go home. I would definitely.
I'm not going to the museum.
Yep.
Bye, Ross.
Bye. I'm going home. You ruined my dress.
But Phoebe jumps up and yells at the rotten boys. And they apologize. Sorry. So sorry. And she starts to rub it, but Ross tells her not to do that.
Right.
And then he starts yelling, "What gets out the hummus?" while clapping his hands. Hang on, let me... What gets out hummus? What gets out hummus? Oh. Is this another Geller thing? Did Judy do this when B got something on her dress?
What gets out tea stains? What gets out tea stains?
Where did he learn this behavior? But Monica finally wanders out from her bedroom, and Phoebe asks, "What gets out hummus?" It's Monica. Monica will know.
Right.
But poor Monica answers with, "If it is a new message, what is he calling to say?"
Phoebe. So funny.
And Phoebe's like, "Thanks, I'll try that." Chandler suggests that Richard might be calling to say that she's obsessive and crazy.
So should I call him back?
No! And then she kind of hesitates for a second, and they go,
No! It's really cute.
And then Monica finally shuffles back into her room.
And there's a cutscene right after that. So Rach comes out asking if two pieces of clothing match.
Mm-hmm.
And Ross says, "They definitely match." And Joey goes, "They don't match." And Ross turns on him, gives him a dirty look. And he goes, "What? They didn't match."
What? They don't match.
You want her to go dress like that? Fine.
So then Chandler says to Joey, "Fine. We'll both sit in the shit."
We'll bullshit in the chair.
We'll both shit in the chair. That'll make Monica happy. Chandler says to Joey, "Fine, we'll both sit in the chair." And then, how do I describe this? Chandler anchors his arms on the chair arms and then his legs on the coffee table. And he's kind of hovering right over top of Joey.
Can feel the warmth.
Yeah. That LeBlanc is just wafting up. And he awkwardly stays there for a beat before announcing he is so comfortable. And Joey says, "Me too. In fact, I might be a little too comfortable." And Chandler goes, "All right," and jumps up. Ross reminds the boys of the ticking clock aspect of the episode and tells Chandler to go get dressed. And when he comes back, Joey can change, having vacated the chair, and everything will be pleasant again.
Right.
And Chandler agrees, but yells that when he gets back, it's going to be Chair City, and he's going to be the guy sitting in the chair. And then he leaves and shuts the door. Then Phoebe exits the bathroom with a giant brown hummus stain on her dress.
Aww.
As Rachel comes out to query about another outfit selection, but she sees Phoebe, and she's so sad and asks what happened.
Hummus. I got the hummus.
Rachel makes a couple of suggestions and then says, "Let's get you out of that and we'll find something else to wear." And Ross gets stuck saying, "No, no, 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 no," on repeat as Monica comes out of her room again. And Rachel asks if Phoebes can borrow Monica's green dress, and she answers,
I called him.
"No!"
Yes.
Monica tells that she got his machine and left a message. But it's okay because it was super cash and breezy message. It was breezy. Like, holy fuck, what if it wasn't breezy? And then Phoebe goes, "How could it not be breezy? You're in such a breezy place." So she has another super breezy idea. She's going to play the breezy message and the gang can rate the degree of breeziness. Joey inquires how this plan will go forward and Monica admits to knowing the code on Richard's answering machine. So very breezy.
How do you get to know the code of someone's answering machine?
Well, I guess in the 90s when everybody...
You had
I mean,
to,
if he was out checking his...
messages.
He's a doctor, so...
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
So Ross starts to urge her not to call, but she's dialing. She's dialing already. Then the door bursts open, and Chandler stands there in his tux.
And because this is real time, it took Chandler 58 seconds to get dressed. I timed it.
That's pretty good for a tux.
58 seconds.
Joey is shocked to have been caught standing, leaving the chair unattended. They both move for the chair, but Joey is much, much closer. And he was right next to it. So he just, I don't know how he hurt himself jumping into the chair.
He tripped over the table. I think he tried to dive into it.
Well, we've seen LeBlanc try to jump for stuff before.
Yeah.
He always ends up falling, so I don't know why they make him keep doing it.
He fell off the couch literally when he was jumping for that call
for the phone. Yeah.
So right after that, there's a cut scene.
Yeah.
Chandler asks what's going on, and Phoebes explains that Monica is dialing into Richard's machine. And Chandler asks, is she crazy? To which Phoebe answers, like a straw.
Oh.
And there's a beat of confusion by everyone.
Right.
And then she goes, remember crazy straws? And she kind of wiggles her arms above her head.
Remember the crazy straws with the loop-de-loos?
I thought that was too funny.
You guys are toddlers. You should know crazy straws.
I'm going to start saying like a straw now.
Like a straw. Crazy like a straw. So Monica puts down the phone, and we hear Richard's greeting. And Monica beeps in with the code. And then the phone says, you have 2 new messages. And Joey admires the phone's cool job. And he goes, you have 2 new messages. So I wrote a paper in high school about how I wanted to be the voice you hear when you call the time. Remember when there was a number you could call to get the time?
Yeah, you can still do that.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, so the number is...
Okay.
It's for U.S. time only.
Okay.
202-762-1401.
Okay.
I dialed it. So you can call it. It's the U.S. Naval Observatory time. There's like a couple beeps, and then it tells you the exact time to the second. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
So, but I think you would have made a cool time voice.
Yes.
Because I think you could have made it scary when somebody called at
Right.
3 a.m.
It's 3 a.m. and I'm standing behind you. All right, but yeah, I wrote a high school paper on how I wanted to be the time when I grew up.
So
what do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, I want to be the voice you hear when you call the time. That was my answer. My way of going, I don't fucking know.
I want to make weird podcasts with my wife.
It's going to take me like 30 years to get there. So then Joey's like, please pass the pie. That was Joey again, not me. So Joe, would you read Monica's message that she left?
Sure, Adam. So, hi, it's Monica. I'm just checking in because I got this message from you. I didn't know if it was old or new or what, so I'm just checking. So let me know or don't. Whatever. I'm breezy.
So one of the t-shirt designs we started was I'm breezy. And I made the design and I showed it to Joe. And what was your reaction to that t-shirt, Joe?
I was like, so the t-shirt has like rainbows and sunshine, but the font is very like drippy and scary.
Right.
So I was like, I don't get it. And Adam goes, it's the opposite of breezy.
Right. There's a rainbow, but it's a storm cloud and it's scary because she was not breezy at all.
I was like, oh, I get it.
And Joey points out and says, you can't say you're breezy. That totally negates the breezy. And Monica looks sad, but then another message starts with a woman's voice. And the woman says, hola, it's me. Yesterday was really fun. Call me about this weekend, okay? Now everyone's breeziness has been negated. Except for Joey, who points out, now she sounds breezy. And then they fade for a commercial break.
So when we come back, Monica is sad. She's like, he's seeing someone. But Phoebe reassures her that she doesn't know that. Monica says, whose voice is that? So Chandler suggests it might be his sister or his daughter. And she goes, of course, it's Michelle.
Yeah.
Did it sound like Michelle? And there's a cut line where Rachel goes, I don't really remember. So Ross is fixated on the rain. That'll make it so much easier to get a cab down to the train. Monica's all relieved that it was definitely Michelle. And Rachel tells Phoebes to go with Monica to try on her green dress. And if that doesn't work, she can wear Rachel's gray silk one. Mm-hmm. And Ross is panicking.
Right.
Rachel still hasn't picked something out. He offers to help pick something out. And there's a cut line. So as Ross is walking into Rachel's room, he says, that looks nice, and points. And Rachel goes, Ross, that's a towel.
Come on, Ross. You got to at least pretend to play.
Right. So Chandler points out that you can notice that he is dressed and Joey is not.
Mm-hmm.
And in the words of A.A. Milne, who is the author of Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, bother.
And he named the main character Christopher Robin after his own son.
Aw.
But Chandler's interpretation, he words it, get out of my chair, dill hole.
I think that was in the one where Rabbit has to push him out of the hole, right?
Get out of my hole.
Get out of my chair, dill.
So Joey relinquishes the chair, but takes the essence, which is the cushions.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler says, oh, you can't take the essence of the chair? He leaves anyway.
Yeah.
And Chandler goes, oh, he'll be back. And there's no one in the room. So Ross comes out of Rachel's room. Sorry, he thought it looked pretty. And Rachel says, it was a Halloween costume. So unless he wants her to go to the benefit as Little Bo Peep, and he laments he did not recognize it without the inflatable sheep. To which Rachel says she wants her inflatable sheep back to Chandler.
Oh. And he looks so like,
Oh, no. I have to give those back. I need to clean them first.
I need to wash those sheep.
So Phoebe comes out of Monica's bedroom in a perfect outfit for another day. Ross starts in again about getting dressed, and Rachel, I love yous him as she pushes Phoebe into her bedroom. Mm-hmm. So Chandler shyly says that he used them for pillows. And Ross goes, what? When we went camping.
Oh, the sheep.
Ross says he doesn't care what he does on his own time.
You do you, bud.
So Joey comes in demanding his underwear.
Uh-oh.
And Chandler explains he took the essence, to which Ross ignores because he missed that part. And he says, why can't you wear the underwear you have on? And he goes, because I'm not wearing any underwear. And he goes, why don't you just not wear underwear now? And he goes, because it's a rented tux. I can't go commando in another man's fatigues.
That is true.
I do love that line.
They don't like that.
No, I wouldn't like it. So Chandler says to give back his cushions, and Joey says, fine, you steal my underwear, I'm going to do the exact opposite to you.
You've got nothing.
Chandler says, what are you going to do? Show me my clothes. And then he goes, opposite is opposite. Chan shouts, he's got nothing. So Phoebe comes out with a huge Christmas ribbon on her dress.
Right.
And she's going to be political. She's going to be political
in
about
September.
Christmas
In September. Okay.
So Ross looks at his watch, but the dinosaur tails are not spinning around. His watch has stopped. And he looks at Chan's and realizes they only have 7 minutes left.
Oh, no.
Rachel comes out in a cute outfit and asks which shoes she should wear. And I do this to Adam almost every morning.
Yeah.
But mostly if I should wear my white Adidas or my black Converse with my camo skirt and my Frida Kahlo shirt.
Right.
Which one would you pick? Usually he picks the black Converse.
Yeah, normally.
So Phoebe tells her to wear the black, but asks if she has black strappy shoes.
Joe, how many pair of black strappy shoes do you have?
Off the top of my head, 3.
3? Only
pairs.
3.
Only
okay.
3. Well, after I broke my ankle, it was hard wearing high heels.
Yeah.
So I had to get rid of a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
But I've started building it back up. So Rachel says they would go better with pants, and maybe she should wear pants.
Oh, yeah, pants.
But then Ross loses it. I am not going to do his speech.
Oh.
But he's mean and pushy, and he grabs the shoes and throws them into her room.
Yes,
shouting about her fat knees, earlobes, and poor fat ankles.
She does not have fat ankles.
I know. And I can tell by Rachel's okay.
All right.
That she's not going to go.
No.
I could tell. Before, when we watched that first episode, first time.
The first time you saw it.
You were like, oh, she's not going.
Well, he's so mean.
Yeah. He treats her like Monica, like his sister.
He oversteps a little bit.
Which is exactly what I would have done. I would have been like, fine, I'm not going. Except I might have cried, because I'm a crier.
Yeah, you wouldn't have walked coolly through the room like, I'm upset.
Right? I would have stayed in my room crying. So Monica says she has to call Michelle because she needs to know if it was her or not. And Chandler says, Monica, I think you've gone over to the bad place. But she calls her, puts her on speakerphone, and we hear, hola. And she realizes it's Michelle,
yeah.
and she hangs up. It was definitely Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Now she'll get dressed.
Problem solved.
Now the phone rings, and Phoebe answers it. She goes, "Oh, it's Michelle!" And I like how she covers the
just
speaker
the little
with her
little microphone
with her finger. She must have that caller ID thing. You should get that. So
well, everybody has it now.
I know. Monica talks to Michelle, and she says she dialed it by mistake, and she is so sweet and says that she and her dad were a great couple, and then it goes downhill from there.
Right. While Monica was on the phone, Chandler asks Phoebe, "You know what's weird? Donald Duck never wore pants, but whenever he came out of the shower, he always wrapped a towel around his waist. I mean, what's that about?" And Phoebe looks like he's talking about something profound.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good.
That's true.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen Donald Duck in a while.
No, but he does just wear a shirt.
And then Monica is arguing with Michelle, stating that she only beeped into her own message.
That's allowed. Yeah.
But sadly, Michelle does not see it that way, and she hangs up. And Monica says, "That bitch always hated me." What? The girl she was friends with in school and then dated her dad? No, she probably loves you.
Call her back.
Monica wants to call her back, but Ross starts in with the tick, 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 tick. And Monica goes into her bedroom, and Chandler goes, "She's got a phone in there, right?" And Phoebe and Chandler are on it, and they spring from the room. Ross is alone for a second before Rachel, now in sweats, lounging around the house clothing,
Yeah.
carrying a box with the air of a woman scorned about her. And Ross tries laughing and saying, I know it was black tie optional, but this may be pushing it a little." And Rachel looks him in the eye, now sat at the kitchen table, and conveys that she is not going to go. And Ross confirms he heard right. "You're not going to go?" And no. "I'm going to catch up on my correspondence." And then Ross asks for not going clarification instead of challenging the correspondence bluff. I mean, what is that? "Dear Papa, life in the city is both invigorating as well as burdensome." Correspondence, my ass.
Well, her mom sent her a letter, remember? She reads a letter when LePoo died. I'm like, seriously, doesn't her mom live in upstate New York?
So Rachel explains that when you yell at someone like a fucking asshole, they don't always feel like going to the museum benefits with you.
That's right.
So Ross is sorry, and Rachel is not mad, but she's not going to go. And Ross has to go, but he wants to make sure he won't be abandoning her when she's upset. But she's not upset about the yelling.
And the humiliating.
Right. And Ross states that they're okay. And he kind of leans in for a kiss, but she turns her head. And then Phoebe yells something about a phone and comes out of Monica's room holding a disconnected handset. For those younger listeners, that means the landline won't work anymore.
And she goes, "She's just getting dressed."
She's just getting dressed. And then Chandler comes out asking if it's wrong that he was totally aroused by that. Joe, vote? Wrong? I think it's fine that he's aroused.
It's fine.
It's fine that
Yeah.
Monica and Phoebe fighting over the phone.
I mean, I think if he'd have seen the Rachel and Monica fighting
Right.
in the other episode. Oops, I hit my thing.
We can make a fortune.
That's right.
And then the door opens and Joey strides in. And he goes, "Okay, buddy boy, here it is. You hide my clothes. I'm wearing everything you own."
And the other thing that I love about it is that Chandler's clothes are so big on him anyway.
Right.
That he can put all those clothes on and still have them.
Right. It looks like things that Chandler has worn in other episodes.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, what's he got so far? He's stopped buttoning the shirts up and he's got a bunch of ties on.
It was so funny.
Chandler, oh my gods, and points out that this is not the opposite of stealing someone's underwear. Joey says, "Look at me, I'm Chandler. Could I be wearing any more clothes? Maybe if I wasn't going commando."
Oh.
And then Chandler goes, "Ugh."
Our favorite Chandler sounds.
And then Joey says, it's hot with all this on. He probably shouldn't do any lunges. And then he does lunges. Joe, describe Chandler's face at this point.
He still has his oh my god face on. He throws his head back. He closes his eyes. And the look on his face is like, I can't hit him.
I can't. There's too many people to kill him right now.
Oh.
But Ross yells at them.
Shocker.
And he tells them they can't go to the party.
Oh.
And Chandler scoffs, geez, what a baby. And Joey's like, yeah, I was just going to go get dressed. But Ross has had enough, and he has enough room to be both mad and sad because he really wanted Rachel to go. Boohoo.
Ouch. So Ross tries to apologize to Rachel again. And he says, what can I do to show you how much I want you to be there? And Joey suggests drinking the fat.
You could drink the fat.
And Ross goes, welcome to an adult conversation. There hasn't been an adult conversation in
Yes.
this whole episode.
Yeah, this is not the adult conversation.
And this
episode.
is coming from the guy with dino checks and a dino watch. So Rachel says, no, that's interesting. You should drink it.
No.
And Joey goes, yay!
Yay!
Ross says, okay, if that's what it takes, I'll do it. Phoebe offers to get him a cleaner glass because that one's been sitting out. He says he'll be fine, and everyone else rolls their eyes. Ross picks it up and says, vanilla milkshake. Just a vanilla milkshake with chicken bits floating in it. Cheers! And he goes to take a huge swig. I mean, he almost swallows it. And Rach says, no. Okay, I'll go. You were going to drink the fat. Joey says, let's go see what else he can do.
Let's see what else he'll do.
Ross is in charge now. He says, you, go get changed. You, give him back his underwear. I'm going to get a cab, and I want everyone downstairs in 2 minutes.
2 minutos.
Monica comes out in her beautiful red dress and then tries to record a new message. She erases all the messages on Richard's machine.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then records. Richard, it's Monica. I'm crazy. I'm getting her period. Explains about beeping in with Michelle. And then the announcement says the outgoing messages had been changed.
Oh, no.
Outgoing? Not outgoing. She dials Richard's number, and the message picks up to play Monica's period story. She goes, no! So Ross comes in. He has 2 cabs and no people. Go, go, go. Monica says maybe she can call the phone company. Maybe they can change his message. Maybe they can change his phone number. Phoebe assures her that Richard will probably be doing that himself.
I like that line a lot.
It is funny.
No.
He'll probably do that on his own. So Rachel comes out in her iconic mint green dress and jacket in hand, and Ross says, wow.
Humana.
So in real time, Rachel got dressed in 98 seconds. Chandler 58, Rachel 98.
They're on the ball when they want to be. And she has 5 seconds to spare.
Yeah. And, oh, by the way, she's also going commando.
I like that much better than Joey going commando.
Right.
At the Stinger.
Yeah.
We're at the museum benefit.
Now we're at the museum.
It's after the speech.
Right.
Everybody's kind of chilling at the table.
Right. There's a cut line as soon as you walk in, the scene opens. Before the guy shows up, Ross is finishing a story, and it says, Who are you, Magnum PI? Which I thought was really funny because,
Because Richard's Magnum
Tom
PI.
Selleck played Richard. Yeah.
All right. So then this guy comes up, Sherman Whitfield. He's pulling off the tux with black pants and a white jacket and a red tie. And he comes up to Ross, and he's from London.
I'm from London.
And Sherman is impressed with Dr. Geller's paper on the pre-Cretaceous fossils. It confirmed his own work. And then Chandler returns to the table and tells Sherman that he's in his seat. What do you mean, your seat? You got up. You left the chair area.
All right, that's it. Give me your underwear.
That's right, Sherman. Shit just got real. And that's the end of the episode.
That's the end.
Cut and print.
Yay. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back. Maybe I should wear pants.
Yeah, wear pants. What an idea. Or better yet, how about you go without any pants? Look, I don't know what you're trying to do to me, but just get your butt in there and pick out any shoes that fit your feet, okay? I don't care if they match. I don't care if they make your ankles or your knees or your earlobes look fat, okay?
But
No, just do it. Go in there, pick something out so we can go!
All right.
Thank you. Now he's breezy.
I am so attracted to you right now. All right, we're back.
We are.
What did we learn from this episode?
Joe, what did you learn?
It's best to be ready and waiting when going somewhere with Ross. Although I usually am. I'm stacking and packing already for our trip that's not in 10 days.
Right. You're like, are you going to bring your suitcase down?
Where is your suitcase? I have stacks to put in there. I started buying our winter gear at the end of last year. Sorry, I digress. But anyway, be ready. Don't sit in Chandler's chair, although he could sit on my lap.
Hey, now.
Okay, I'll stop.
Hey. Tell you who could sit in my lap.
Oh.
So I learned that more people go commando than I would have thought.
Yeah.
And I should have saved my best outfit pick for Monica. I got a little too excited about the Joey thing. I think.
Yeah, it's still iconic.
Yeah. I don't need to know how much the museum benefit raised. That's not something I feel like I need closure on. It wasn't even the plot. I'm not even curious.
What are your final thoughts?
You know how they say when somebody's under stress, you see what they're really like?
Yeah.
Ross? Have you ever heard of that, Ross? The only reason it's cool, again, like I said earlier, is because the guys are screwing with him pretty hard through the whole episode.
Yeah.
If you're like that, if you have that, just meet the people there.
Yep.
Or I would have been like, Rachel, why don't you meet me at my place?
Yeah.
And we'll go together from my place.
Yep.
That way I don't have to be around Chandler and Joey not ready.
Yeah, there's no reason they all had to go together in two cabs.
Yeah.
If you have to be there, go, you know?
Right.
Be there, and everyone else can meet you there. But
Yeah.
final thoughts, I wish Rachel was wearing Monica's dress, maybe in black.
Hey now. Get Rachel off your lap too. What's going on?
All right, what's our sweater vest tracker?
Well, the prior count was 1.
Yep.
We had 0 for today.
Yeah,
So we're still at 1.
still at 1.
But episode 2, that's not bad.
That's good.
So the rating on IMDb for this episode is 8.9 out of 10 stars with 7,700 ratings.
Wow.
So there's a little more ratings being done in this season than last season, I think.
Yeah. So for this review, we have something very special.
Oh, very special.
Yes, we have a listener, not just one, but 4 listeners
4?
that sent in an audio clip of their review of this episode. So we're going to play the clip in a minute.
Yeah.
And the mom's name is Erin.
Wait, Mom?
Mom and 3 kids that are Friends fans and
Wow.
podcast listeners. So we have Elle, Emerson, and Gray. So they're going to give us their take on this episode.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Well, here we go.
Okay, we're going to start at the top. The likes. What was something that everybody liked?
I liked when they were fighting over the couch because it was just funny because Chandler left and then Joey saw his chair. What I liked is pretty much at the end where Chandler and the professor were arguing over whose chair it was, and then he said, "That's it, give me your underwear."
My favorite part was when Joey said, "Could I be wearing any more clothes? Maybe if I wasn't going commando. It's hot. I better not do any lunges."
That was also your favorite line, too.
Yeah.
All the kids said that they liked everything. I didn't like the whole part with Monica calling into Richard's machine. That part always kind of just gives me the ick. I don't like it. But it also makes me think about when we actually used answering machines and my kids did not understand how that worked. For favorite outfit, we all liked Joey wearing all the clothes.
Except for the underwear.
Oh, except for the underwear, yeah. He was wearing all of Chandler's clothes except for underwear. Favorite line, I was torn between when Rachel says, "Does this look like something the girlfriend of a paleontologist would wear?" And then Phoebe says, "I don't know, you might be the first one." Or at the end when Rachel says, "I'm going to catch up on my correspondence." Emerson, what was your favorite line?
My favorite line was, "I'm not going to go commando in another man's fatigues."
Elle, what was your favorite line?
I said I liked when Joe is going to get changed, but he stole the essence of the couch, and then Chandler said, "You can't steal the essence of the couch."
No, that's not the line. The line is,
The cushions are the essence of the couch.
no, the cushions are the essence of the chair.
Oh.
And Gray, what's your favorite line?
Um,
You said it earlier.
It's hot, I better not do any lunges.
Okay, and then for the favorite moment, I like the whole lunge sequence. I have a tank top that has Joey doing the lunges on it, and I have the Funko Pop with him doing the lunges.
I liked when they were fighting over the chair because that was really funny, and I also liked when he was wearing all the clothes. I liked when they were fighting over the chair because it just kind of reminds me when we do it sometimes.
Okay, and Gray, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part was when they were fighting over the chair, even though there's like a couch that Chandler can sit on.
Yeah, it's right there.
He does not have to always sit on the chair.
That's right. All right, thanks. We love the podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I love them.
Oh, yes.
And the mom said that Gray does the lunge quote almost daily. I guess I better not do any lunges.
Lunges.
So cute. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Really appreciate your thoughts.
What's their names again?
Mom's name is Erin. And then
Erin.
we have Ellie, Emerson, and Gray.
Ellie, Emerson, and Gray. Oh,
That
very
was
cute.
very fun. Thanks again.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, what's next week's episode?
The one with the jam.
I got a jam plan.
Jam plan. So, Monica makes jam and considers artificial insemination. Joey eats the jam. Ross helps Chandler uncuddle Janice. And Phoebe sidetracks Ursula's stalker.
Oh. It's a little sketchy episode.
What? There's no sketchy episodes.
Are you ready for some maladjusted content?
Yes.
All right. So this week we watched a couple YouTube episodes of this new skit group.
That's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea. That's the name of the group.
That's the name of the group on
Yeah.
YouTube.
And their names are Curry and Cooper.
Cooper.
Which is our puppy's name.
Yeah.
And they're super funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes when Adam goes, "You have to watch this," I'm like, and then
I hate it.
I laugh really hard.
Yeah.
But you always do that. You always go, "You have to watch this," and I go, "I'm not interested." And then it's my favorite movie ever, like Iron Giant. Remember that? Like,
You're like, I don't want to see the Iron Giant. I don't care if
it's
Rachel
not
Green
Pixar.
is in it.
It's not Pixar. It's not the same. And then I love that movie.
Yeah. It's your favorite.
It's like so funny. What else did we do this week? I had to go get my hair fixed twice.
Yeah. They messed up your hair the first time at a new place and you had to go to get it fixed.
Yeah, and the lady laughed because I told her that the lady that messed up my hair said, "We should dye your eyebrows." And she messed up my hair so bad, I can't even imagine what my eyebrows would have looked like. All right, so we're working on getting our T-shirts ready.
T-shirts.
So I'll post that in our stories as well when those are ready. And we're trying to catch up so that we won't be late. You won't miss an episode while we're in Iceland.
Floating the idea of just skipping an episode or two. And Joe was like, "No! You get in there and you edit those episodes."
I did not say that.
And I was like, "Geez, Ross."
I want people.
She loves you guys.
I do.
She just wants the episodes ready.
I would feel sad if I was listening to a podcast and they skipped a week.
But they do sometimes.
I know, but they play some old episodes, so we don't want them to do that. So we're gonna try and catch up. We'll do our best. Fingers crossed. Does that mean I'm lying? All right, you guys. Thanks again for listening.
And thanks so much to Aaron, Ellie, Emerson, and Gray.
Yeah, thanks, you guys. We really appreciate it. It was so fun to have you on the podcast. If you would like your thoughts or reactions regarding future episodes to be shared with the rest of the class, or you just want to reach out and say hey,
We'd like to hear from more of you misfits out there, just like Aaron and company.
you email us at themaladjustedmisfits@gmail.com. Rate us and leave positive comments. comments.
And if you have a Ross kind of comment, try to leave it in more of a Chandler kind of way.
Oh, I like that. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends.
Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. Actually, the last place you were sitting was in there, so...